This is the lecture for Harry Frankfurt's Alternate Possibilities and Moral Responsibility. There's nothing you need to know before you read it, so this lecture is basically optional. I just wanted to explain on the first page, he says, "It has generally seemed so overwhelmingly plausible that some philosophers have even characterized it as an a priori truth." And the it is the principle of alternate possibilities. And so uh, I think we've seen this phrase a priori or maybe a priori truth a few times in class, and it's not important really to know what it means for this article, but there's nothing else to talk about, so I thought I'd explain it. So the some philosophers divide things into a priori and a posteriori statements. And so an a priori statement is something, the truth of which we can figure out sort of without doing any investigation into the world. And so you might think, for instance, that mathematical truths are a priori because you don't need to gather any sort of evidence to find out that 2 plus 2 equals 4. You can prove that 2 plus 2 equals 4 just on your own, sitting in a room without any evidence at all. And so if something is an a priori truth, you can basically figure it out just by thinking about it, basically. And so when he says this principle of alternate possibilities has seemed so overwhelmingly plausible that some philosophers have even characterized it as an a priori truth, you might think that lots of a priori truths, maybe not all of, well, certainly not all of them, but lots of them at least, they're going to be very plausible in the sense that, like, look, since you don't need any evidence to believe them, since you can just figure them out on your own, there's really nothing it takes to convince you of them except just thinking clearly. And so unlike sort of basically any a posteriori truth where you're going to need at least some evidence to be convinced of it, some a priori truths you can be shown they're true just by thinking. And in fact, that's true of all of them, but it might be sort of very straightforward for some of them. And so that's just what he means when he says, look, people have thought this is so obvious, this principle of alternate possibilities, that some of them think, look, it's just true sort of no matter what. You can figure it out merely by thinking about it. You don't need any sort of evidence to confirm it.